Yeah, well, it just got out of Annabelle Comes Home. Which reminds me, there's another female that I know of that just came home too.
Theme song.
HelloGreenEyes comes home.
Yay! No putting me back in the closet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you heard it here, folks. She came out of the closet. We just got out of Annabelle Comes Home. Gotta say, it was interesting.
It was kind of predictable in my opinion.
As you folks know, it's a continuation of the Conjuring series. This one actually takes place in the Warrens' home. So the Warrens have a daughter. What was her name again? Judy. Okay.
Judy.
Yeah. So the Warrens have a daughter named Judy who's just as much an expert of the paranormal as her parents are. Judy has a babysitter. The babysitter has a friend, and the friend's father just died recently.
In a car accident.
Yeah. The past couple months in a car accident. And so it kind of got her thinking about, the paranormal type stuff. Like, I wonder if I can contact my dad again. Of course, the friend hears about the Warrens. And when she comes to visit the Warrens' house, she decides to be that stereotypical stupid white person in a horror movie.
I'm torn about whether she was Latina or part Latina or white. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Regardless, she was stupid.
Yeah, she was stupid. She decided to go snooping, decided to go touch everything in the Warrens' forbidden room, where all their cursed stuff is.
Where there's signs everywhere that are saying, don't touch this, don't touch this. Oh, by the way, don't touch that either. And she's like, oh, bloop, bloop, bloop.
It's like, hey, I'm going to touch it. I'm going to steal the Warrens' keys. I'm going to open up the case to the Annabelle.
I'm going to touch the play.
Yeah, and of course, when she opens up the case for Annabelle and lets Annabelle out, that's when all the shenanigans begin. And then it becomes pretty much a haunted house movie. I'll tell you one thing, though. The interesting thing about this movie is the lore behind it. The lore behind the stuff that was going on.
Yeah, like they had basically Annabelle's thing is she's a conduit for other spirits. Like she's basically like, hey spirits over here, come hang out.
I don't know if that was a retcon per se, or if it was like the story in the very beginning. I'm not an expert on this, but we were previously led to believe that the Annabelle doll, is possessed by a spirit, but this movie says no, the doll is actually a conduit for spirits to cross over into this world.
It's an inhuman spirit. It's a demon. It's never taken human form.
Right. Yeah.
They literally take the doll away from the other people who had it before, and they're like, oh, this is what it is. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's the reason why in this movie there's multiple spirits running around, not just like say one demon or anything. The interesting thing I found with this movie is the lore behind the ferryman, which prior to this I wasn't too familiar with, but they started getting into a lot of the lore of the ferryman, how you mentioned like he's like...
You have to pay 2 coins to cross the river Styx. That's kind of the lore. I know it from Greek mythology, but basically you have to put 2 eyes on the coin of the dead. You have 2 coins on the eyes of the dead in order to pay your respects to the ferryman.
Right.
And they kind of touch base on that, which is kind of in an interesting way.
Yeah, so the majority of the shenanigans going on in the house seems to be related to the ferryman. So you start seeing spirits with coins over their eyes. The ferryman pops up a couple times himself. There's also the wedding dress. There's also
there was a suit of samurai armor.
Yep. The little girl that we've seen in previous movies that like, hey, can Annabelle come and play? She had an appearance in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of individual things. I'm not going to spoil them all for you, but there's one really cool scene. I don't really want to talk about it too much because it was one of the few parts where visually looked really cool. It was like different perspectives of light and like Annabelle's shadow growing into like basically a demon. So it was really cool. Like that's one of the like most of it was predictable to me, and I didn't really like. It's hard to scare me in movies anyway, but you know that part was kind of like ooh.
Yeah, you know, a lot of things. Speaking of the scares, a lot of things that this movie tended to do was set up what looked like a jump scare was coming, and then it was nothing.
Yeah,
it was like
you're waiting for it for like 5 minutes, like she's crawling through the entire room, and you're just like, okay, and then like, or it's something minuscule like a box closing. You're like, really?
Yeah, and then nothing happens, and then like you know, yeah, something will like surprise you later, like oh there's the thing, but the majority of these types of setups, like the environment is set to where something is going to jump out, and then nothing happens for like a good another 15 to 20 minutes.
But then you start to relax. You're like, oh, okay, this is just a boring part, and then it gets you.
Yeah. So there was a lot of that. You know, the movie kind of lost me on that because you know there was like those setups. I'm expecting something exciting to happen, and then like 3 or 4 times on the road, nothing happens.
Yeah,
and then
it
something
made
happens,
it feel
you know?
boring to me.
Yeah.
Like you get all this setup for nothing.
Yeah. All things considered, this is not the best movie of the Conjuring franchise, but it was still a good time. I still had a good time with it though.
Yeah, I admit I've watched all the Conjuring movies. I tried to watch The Nun, couldn't do it. Also because my kid was waking up at the time. But also, this is the first Annabelle movie I've ever seen the whole way through. So I wasn't familiar with her lore as much. So I came to it from an outside perspective of just knowing about the Warren. And nice touch, they did pay tribute to Lorraine Warren at the end of the film.
Yeah, that was actually really beautiful the way they did that.
Yeah, because she just passed away this year, so that was kind of a big deal. But I'm glad that they did that. I was hoping they would.
Yeah, it's like they managed to go right back in post before the movie was up and just put that little memorial to Lorraine Warren.
Exactly.
I thought that was awesome. Yeah, but I don't think this is going to be the end of the Conjuring franchise. I think there's going to be more coming. I don't know if you got.
I think they'll run that out until they're dead.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to see Curse of La Llorona yet, but it was
I have not.
It was revealed that that's part of the Conjuring universe as well.
Okay.
I won't tell you how, but that's part.
I eventually want to see that.
Yeah, that's part of the Conjuring universe too. So I think there's going to be much more to this universe. You know, it's picking up a lot of momentum, and I got to give them respect for that. But this movie in particular, if I had to give it a rating, I would probably say wait for it. You know, wait for it to hit matinee or dollar, or wait for like the matinee shows or like the dollar theater or something like that. Because again, like I don't think this like we oddly enough saw it in matinee.
There's only
So it
7
kinda-
smart people.
Yeah, exactly what he said. Yeah, there's a lot to this movie that the good thing about it is there's a lot of lore to it, but the bad thing about it is most of it was boring in the sense of
Like they
here's
touch
these
on it
setups.
for 2 seconds.
Yeah, here's these setups, and then nothing happens, but you get a lot of lore in it. So it's kind of like a give or take. I'd say wait for it to at least hit matinee or at least hit like the dollar store or something like that. Still worth seeing on the big screen, but just not as exciting to me as the other Conjuring movies.
I don't know if it's worth seeing on a big screen to me, honestly. Like the scares that were there were. So I'd actually say to Netflix it, in my personal opinion. But like maybe I'm just immune to scary movies now. I don't know. Maybe I'm a buzzkill, but if you want to see it on the big screen, that's cool. Like I would do what you recommend and wait to pay minimum for it. Otherwise, I would say Netflix it because either way you get the same experience to me.
Yeah, but you know, I still had a lot of fun with this movie though, so I can't complain too much. I kind of wish there was more in the scare department.
You get a couple chuckles in there too, which is kind of nice.
And I probably would have given it a Netflix it had they not thrown in all of that lore, because you know me, I love lore. I love the lore of these.
I'm a sucker for lore too, and I would say. I also liked the one thing I liked about the theater was the chick sitting next to me on my left. She kept scoffing at stuff like, psh, "Nice going, Bob." Look.
Yeah, but I love Bob.
Bob was probably my favorite character in the entire movie.
Yeah,
Bob's got balls.
Bob's got balls,
Bob's
man.
got balls, man.
And there was even a good build up to him earning that moniker. Like they basically say in the beginning, oh, it was just kind of like a gag nickname because he works with the basketball storage at the school,
Yeah,
so they
he's
call
like-
him Bob's
he's-
Got
he's-
Balls.
He's the ball boy of the basketball team, so that's why they tell him he has balls.
There was a particular scene where a monster shows up. You know, Bob runs away from it at first, but he's got a guitar because he's serenading the girl that he likes. And Bob pulls a freaking Jeff Jarrett on a scene. Like he freaking smashed that guitar over that monster's head. I was like, yes, Bob, yes.
We were like, go Bob!
yes.
Do it for the nerds!
Yeah. Bob's got balls. Yes.